Guys, what is going on? Welcome back to European Qualifiers Hub. Today we are going to take a look at the standings of the European Qualifiers after the 6th match day. You can see here I have made a table for every group, which is showing the points right here and the games played right here, and you can see I filled in some red teams. Those red teams are the teams that I think will qualify. Now, we cannot say everything safely right now. Some groups, they are virtually decided, like Group F or also in Group B. Like, I've already filled in the teams that I believe that are going to qualify. But now we're going to take a look at how certain teams qualifying influences the playoff, the teams getting playoff spaces. So right now we're just going to fill it out like a bit. Yeah, I'm going to fill out like I believe it's going to happen. Now we have two teams from each group qualified, and we have it right here. We have marked the playoff, or we can now look which teams would get into the playoffs. So in this example, it would be I've made an entire video on this, so you can watch this, but I won't explain it now too much in detail. In this scenario, Norway would be the last one from League B to take a spot, because Norway is essentially getting a spot from League A. League A has when League A is giving their first spot, when they have less than 4 teams that have not qualified, they're giving the first spot to Estonia. Again, I've made a video on this. And then the next spot goes to the best ranked team that has not yet qualified, which would be Norway. In League B we had Serbia and Scotland as group winners. The spots were given to Ukraine and Iceland, since Finland has already qualified. And in League C, Turkey's spot was given to Luxembourg. Okay, but how does changing the table or changing the results change which teams are going to get playoff spots? Well, essentially it comes down to teams that have already qualified or that cannot realistically get a playoff spot. For example, Slovakia, Romania, you see them, they don't appear in this table because these are teams that have finished so low in the Nations League that they don't realistically get a spot. But if teams like Bosnia or Israel would qualify, and we can do it for Israel, for example, Bosnia, they don't really have a shot, but Israel has a shot. So I'm just going to say Israel qualifies, which would now mean there's one spot more that would go to Slovenia. Now, if Slovenia does qualify and Finland doesn't, it would essentially be the same, because so Ireland wouldn't get a spot. But what could theoretically happen is that, although this is very unrealistic at this point, or not very unrealistic, what could theoretically happen is Turkey doesn't qualify, Wales does qualify, which means one more spot from League A would go to League B, and it would go to Ireland, and in that case of course Luxembourg would not get a spot. You see it, at this point we cannot say a lot of things, but there are teams that help nobody. These are teams like Romania, Romania, for example, Slovakia. They don't help anyone, because as a team like Ireland, Norway, they want spots being taken, qualification spots being taken by those who are high in the rankings, the group winners or the ones right behind them. And we can see a pattern, because if we just for a minute I will like revert this back to my that were my original not as smart. Wait, these were those. So right now, if these would be the results, there would be teams like Norway, Iceland. You see, Iceland, they don't have a shot. Bosnia doesn't have a shot, but they are blocking. Bosnia is taking one spot away from those League B teams. So what these teams essentially need to hope for is every one of League A qualifiers, or as much as possible. So like in this scenario there would be one spot, and since I don't see Poland or Wales qualifying, this will likely be the maximum. But you see Norway, they need a spot. You can also still hope for Israel. This is a pretty open group. Group H is the most open. We can see Kazakhstan qualifying. It might give a spot for Azerbaijan. We even could see Luxembourg qualifying. In this scenario now, if Luxembourg does qualify, which they can do, I know they lost 9-0 to Portugal, but they essentially still have a shot because Slovakia has played Liechtenstein. If this would happen, no, we would see Luxembourg giving the spot to Azerbaijan because Turkey qualified. Like I said, at this point you cannot say a lot, but you can say that teams like Iceland, Norway are teams they won't be qualifying. Bosnia won't qualify. They are all taking spots away, just like probably those three. So there's not a lot of space for teams like, for example, Ireland. It will be hard. You've seen a scenario where Ireland would get a spot. It's still a lot is possible, but in October we'll take another look at how it plays out and which teams are still realistically might be going to the playoffs. Right now we cannot say more than you just have to hope for certain teams to qualify from other groups. If you are not in contention anymore, which some of these teams are, some of the teams like Norway, like Iceland, they won't be getting the group win. So teams like Wales and Poland in League A, I say the group win, I meant they won't be qualifying, so first or second. See Iceland. Bosnia has a safe spot, but the non-group winners, they have not. For teams like Wales, Poland, I don't see there being a scenario where any League A team wouldn't get a spot. Maybe if Italy fails to qualify, and then maybe Denmark. Estonia wouldn't get a spot, but still 4 League A teams. I don't see any more League A teams failing. Most of them are pretty confident, confidently ahead, except Wales and Poland. But they will be in the playoffs and they will have another shot. It's really, most of this is about the League B teams, yeah, and kind of the League C teams. But in League C we have 3 League C teams where I can say they might qualify, which are Turkey, Kazakhstan and Luxembourg, but the last 2 are pretty unrealistic. I don't see Greece qualifying. They lost the head-to-head to Netherlands. But Turkey, probably one spot in League C will go from the group winners from Turkey. I will probably go to Luxembourg. I know I changed it right now, but I believe it's going to be like this. And then, because Slovakia did, or has like, when you lose 9-0, it doesn't sound good, but Luxembourg's still in it. Bosnia and Iceland, though, they aren't. I don't see them grabbing it. So Bosnia is the only group winner of B that will, I think, 100% not qualify. Serbia, Scotland safe. In October, everything might be changed. Right now, this is what we can say. There's still a lot of things that could possibly happen, but on the last match day, it's probably going to come down to one team qualifying or not, and this will mean that one team, like maybe Norway, maybe their qualification for the playoffs will be on the line on the last match day. But maybe it will be another team. We cannot know. Uh, so if you don't qualify from the group, you have to hope for other teams. That's essentially what I wanted to talk about. The changing the tables, like you saw, changing the tables of the other groups changes which teams get playoff spots, even though they don't have to do anything essentially. Okay, we'll be back in October for further analysis. We will know more by then with only 2 remaining match days. I hope you enjoyed that video and stay tuned for more, because we will have more to analyze next month. Goodbye.